This is our tropical update, but we will go in depth into the entire weather pattern as well. Very interesting pattern continues to evolve. Hurricane Erin, goodbye, moving off the East Coast. Was it predicted by the LRC? Wait till you see this. And what is next? Let's take a look. All right, we'll start by taking a look at our PowerPoint today, and we can see here that we have a cool air mass that is coming on down. Look at this. A summer cold front is moving across the plains right now, and Friday night and Saturday it's going to spread south. 40s and 50s for low temperatures, some cooler and drier air, and it'll dry things out over much of the agriculture belt. But for how long? Wet in the Rockies. Beginning Friday and for the next 10 days, there's 2 to 3 to 4 inches of rain possible in the Rocky Mountains and adjacent foothills and back into the Denver metro area that really needs some rain. It's getting really dry out here, so they're going to get some. So this is the pattern setting up. But in the tropics, this is your August 21st / August 22nd update for our weekly tropical update. The next full report will be coming Tuesday, so be sure to like this on YouTube, and also be sure to get the weather2020.substack.com premium level, and you'll get these insights every week as the new LRC is just weeks away from starting. Hurricane Erin, predicted by the LRC 10 months ahead. Hurricane forecasting redefined by the LRC. This is the forecast right in here. There's the forecast for his system that would be potentially developing right in the middle part of August. And this is where Erin tracked on August 20th. So there's our forecast. That's where it tracked. And many of you have been following us for years, and you know we've shown dozens of these examples. So very interesting for sure. Now look, this was our forecast back in March for a tropical system to track through this zone and possibly make landfall. Fortunately, it did not. Our update showed that it would curve out to sea. This was the forecast from when it was a Category 5 hurricane, and the Hurricane Center over-predicted it was a Category 2 or 1 as it passed by. This is as it was forecast yesterday even. It just was weaker, which is good news. But there is the prediction from 10 months ago, and here's where it tracked. And it's going right across our path. So very interesting. Here was Erin, what is a Category 5 hurricane northeast of the islands. Fortunately, this hurricane, as strong as it got, with over 200 mile per hour wind gusts around that eye wall. The eye wall is right here. All right, that's where the strongest winds are, and that inside the eye might be calm to 25 mile per hour winds, but very violent around the edges. And you can see it went northeast of the British Islands and north of Puerto Rico. It weakened as it approaches the East Coast. It strengthened again on August 20th, and then it weakened again as it moves and curves offshore. So goodbye, Hurricane Erin. Could have been a disaster, but instead it follows the LRC seeds that predicted it would go out to sea, most likely. This part of the pattern, by the way, will return at the end of September. So we will have another threat for the Carolinas at the end of September and the East Coast. So we'll be watching for that. Right now, you see over the Atlantic Ocean, we have disturbances. The National Hurricane Center is tracking Hurricane Erin. We're expecting this to become Fernan. I don't know how you're going to pronounce it, but a silent D. I'll show you the names in a minute. And then there's a couple other systems that could develop as well. So getting a little more active in the tropics. Uh-oh, what is this? This is the 354-hour GFS model that came out on Thursday afternoon. Probably won't show up for a while, but I'm going to show you. See this? I want you to look carefully. Let's learn something about the LRC. See, there it is. located right in here off the coast of Florida, south of Louisiana, that would be a very big problem, a system developing right there. But that's a good 14 days away. Let's see, but here's why it's important. Look, see where that was? And look, this is one of our forecasts. Okay, this is for the time frame we're in now. Okay, so this one is more likely going to be sometime in late September or early October as this part of the pattern returns. But look, this one as well. This was related to Hurricane Milton and Tropical Storm Sarah. And that September 5th would be right down the middle of this forecast, with Texas being the threat. All right? So Milton and Sarah both tracked across Florida like this, but at this time of the year, it might go right into Texas like we just saw. So just know when we see a forecast, it very well may be fitting one of our predictions, and we're going to pay close attention as the models come in. And then there's another risk between right around peak hurricane season towards the middle of September. This is related to Tropical Storm Barry, Nadine, and we might have one in this area towards the middle of September. So it may start to get pretty active. The Gulf of Mexico's been quiet, but that could be about to change. So we'll keep you updated on these probabilities. There's Erin. There's the silent D on Fernan. Fernan, I believe is how you pronounce it. And then Gabriel would be next. And then Humberto. So here are the names. And so far there have been 5. We're going for a 6th one possibly in the next few days. So once again, back to the forecast at the beginning. Let me go right to the beginning here. And you can see there it is, the summer cold front that's coming down into the plains and eventually leading to some very wet weather over the mountains. And we need some rain here. I'm in Golden, Colorado, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so there is your forecast, a tropical update. I'm heading down to Kansas City for the Head for the Cure fundraiser on Sunday. If you're in the Kansas City area and out there, come by and say hi, and I'd love to give you a hug. All right, we're trying to raise funds for brain cancer research. We're trying to defeat brain cancer. So that's what this whole Head for the Cure big fundraiser on Sunday will be. All right, so I'll update you on Tuesday. We'll see how this all trends. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak.